Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. What's poppin'? Ooh. Yeah. So today on Wednesdays with Venice, I'll be doing a book review. It's a book review of one of my favorite books, Bangs of Revival. Don't mind me. Bangs of Revival. So before we go into the book review proper, I have some few announcements just to recap them. First of all, guys, subscription is free. It is totally free. You're not paying anything to subscribe. So if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. Okay, thank you. Please subscribe if you have not subscribed. Okay, and secondly, on my first video I announced that videos for Wednesdays with Venice will be dropping first and last Wednesday of each month, and any other content will drop in between the Wednesdays, stuff like that. So in case you've forgotten, I just wanted to remind you. Okay, Bangs of Revival, like you all know, is the title of this book I'm reviewing today. It was authored by Ekpa Onwuka. Yes, it's a book about Michael Carys, the character Michael Carys. Yes, it's a fiction. Okay, this book talks about the life of a young man, Michael Carys, from when he was in seminary to all the process that led to becoming a missionary. We got married, gave birth, all the missionary encounters and stuff like that. So let's go. The beginning talks about when Michael Carys was in a seminary school, or Kent Seminary. Was an orphan. Was an orphan, but then he had a foster mom who loved him so much, and then he had a best friend named Tyler. Yeah, and then he met his wife. Yes, he met his wife in the seminary school. Yeah. It was raining one day, and it was under an almond tree, and then she was coming with an umbrella, and so when she saw him under the almond tree, she was like, you can join me on the umbrella. And then that conversation started. They became friends. They became friends, and it continued like that. And then when it was time to leave the seminary, Michael was convinced that Esther is his wife, as he had prayed and stuff like that, and so he proposed to her. He did. Will you marry me? And she said yes. And she said yes until they got married. And after that, they were sent to Rishla. After the marriage, they had left the seminary, and so it was transferred to Rishla. In the book, Rishla is a place, it's struggling. It's a community that's struggling with sin. The youths are into drugs, fornication. In the book, the choir master just impregnated one of the choir member, and in the process of doing an abortion, she died. And they told Pastor Mike about it. And so when he got there with a fire in his heart, a revival fire, and was focused on the youth, because the pastor Livingstone, told him everything about what has been happening, all the gama big bish that's been happening in the place. And so he prayed, and the pastor they were living in the parsonage. Yes, the pastor had his daughter. Her name was Esther. She was the namesake of Michael's wife, and so she was very, very aggressive, very stubborn. She feels that her parents don't listen to her that much, and so she was very annoying and aggressive little girl. And so when Michael got there, his wife took interest in Esther because she believed that she could change. And so once in a while she would talk to Esther, she would encourage her, and it got to a point she changed. Actually, she changed from aggressiveness. She learned to forgive her parents, and then she moved on. But then Michael was very focused on the youth. He created his youth body that would have prayer meetings Fridays, and they prayed and they prayed and they prayed. They prayed for a revival, you know. And prior to the youth forum, there was this thing that God laid in Esther's heart, not his wife, the Esther Livingstone, that there was this burden in her heart. You know, she had a burden, you know, it was just there. And even the person that impregnated that girl, after he had apologized to the church, he actually apologized to the church, he told the pastor to forgive him. He too, he had that burden in his heart that it's just, you know, that burden, you know, when the Lord wants to do something in a place, you know, he puts this burden in the heart of people that, you know, just there's something the Lord wants me to do. There's, you know, when you read this book and you will catch the fire. When she communicated it with Michael's wife, and Michael's wife, Esther, Michael's wife, told Michael, came to his mind by leading of the Holy Spirit that body, that youth body, should be formed. Started the prayer. They were praying for revival. They were praying for change in Rishla. And trust me, the change began. But there was something that happened before the change began. You want to know what happened? Read the book. Read it. Read it. The link is in the description box. Yes. No, you can text me with that link. Something happened. And then the revival birthed in Rishla. And the youth, it moved to everyone. So after all that happened in Rishla, they were transferred by leading of God. Michael and Esther was transferred to Kentor. Now they are traditional people. They practice this ritual process where they kill people in a certain time. When the time is right, they choose you for sacrifice and they kill you. If you're the one chosen by the gods, they will kill you and you die and go. And so when you got there, prior to this time, Michael had the habit of praying around the community, not like around, but you know, walking along the streets and just praying. And so he continued in that his character. This particular day, they decided to go and see the king in his palace. And so when they got there, the king ordered the chief priest Gandhi to, you know, strike them with madness. So in the process of Gandhi trying to strike them, he got mad. The power of the living God. You cannot play with my God. Who you be? You want to play with my God? The people of the community heard and they said, yo, this chief priest can run mad. Then this their God must be God indeed. Then as Michael continued in his character of praying along the streets in the community, one day he encountered Gandhi and he laid his hand upon Gandhi. Gandhi, behold, in the name of Jesus, and Gandhi became normal again. And then he led Gandhi to Christ, and Gandhi was now born again. There's nothing my God cannot do. Say with me, there is nothing the Lord cannot do. Say it like you believe it. There is nothing the Lord cannot do. Nothing, absolutely nothing the Lord cannot do. And so Gandhi was saved by the Lord, and he became normal. And he came to the church. He started staying in the church, the patronage there, and he was fervent. He encouraged him. He learned how to study the Bible. You know, he was not good with English so much. He learned how to read the Bible, and then he told them again that they should go visit the king. Maybe if their testimony cannot get to the king, his testimony could get to the king. And he went to the king that fateful day. Sorry for any noise in my hair in the background. I'm really sorry for that. Sorry. Then he went to the king, and then he got there, and but Gandhi, king now was talking to the king, and the king was not listening to him, and the king chased them away. And after that, the king announced that in a certain time they will perform that ritual of killing somebody. Esther was already afraid, no, as a wife. God, I beg, no, they come out like that again. Try to calm down. No. Fine. I know she was worried. She was really worried for her husband. You know, it was becoming unsafe because of the ritual that was still happening. But then he still went out to pray. On that particular morning, he went on his morning walk around the town, and they blew their trumpet or whatever, and they caught Michael. I'll let you read that part. You can get the book. The link is in the description box. Click on it and communicate with me, and I'll get the book. So that it is, my love. I'm keeping you on suspense. If you want to know what happened to Michael, if he died or lived, get the book. Alright, my guys, thank you so much for watching to the very end. I hope you enjoyed it. See you guys on the next episode of Wednesdays with Bennett.